Picture this: the roar of the crowd, the global spectacle, the unifying power of the FIFA World Cup. In 2026, football's biggest tournament is heading to North America, promising an unprecedented event across 3 nations. It's a dream for players, fans, and of course, the officials who uphold the game's integrity. For many, it's the pinnacle of their career, a chance to be part of history. But what happens when geopolitical realities clash with this universal dream? That's the story we're diving into today, and it's a wild one, if you ask me. The 2026 World Cup is unique, right? For the first time ever, it's being co-hosted by 3 countries: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. This multi-nation approach is meant to symbolize unity and expansion, bringing the tournament to more cities and more people than ever before. It's a massive logistical undertaking, but also a beautiful gesture of international cooperation. Or, at least, that's the ideal. But this shared stage, meant to embrace the world, unexpectedly became the very setting for a disheartening exclusion. Our story centers on Ali Reza, a highly respected football referee from Iran. Now, Ali isn't just any referee, he's someone who has spent decades honing his craft, rising through the ranks of national and international football. He's known for his calm demeanor under pressure, his impeccable understanding of the game's rules, and his fairness on the pitch. Think of him as one of those quiet professionals who simply lets the game flow, making the right calls when it matters most. He was, by all accounts, at the peak of his career. Ali Reza's resume is seriously impressive. He's officiated in multiple Asian Cups, numerous matches in the AFC Champions League, and even at previous World Cups. We're talking about a man with experience on some of the biggest stages in world football, handling high-stakes games with grace. His appointments were always a testament to his skill and integrity, making him a consistent choice for critical matches. FIFA regularly rated him among the top tier of officials globally, a significant achievement for any referee. So, for Ali Reza, the 2026 World Cup wasn't just another assignment, it was potentially the pinnacle. It represented the culmination of a lifetime of dedication, countless hours of training, and unwavering commitment to the sport. Being selected to officiate a World Cup match, especially in a host nation like the United States, would be a career-defining moment, a dream come true. Imagine the feeling of stepping onto that field, knowing the eyes of the world are on you, and you're there to ensure fair play. It's a huge honor. As with any international event hosted in a foreign country, getting the necessary travel documents is usually a standard procedure. For the 2026 World Cup, all participating personnel, including referees, had to apply for visas to enter the United States. Ali Reza, like his colleagues, completed all the required paperwork, submitted his application through the appropriate channels, and waited. It was a routine step, something he'd done countless times for previous international tournaments in various countries. He probably didn't give it a second thought. Then, the unthinkable happened. After weeks of waiting, Ali Reza received notification his visa application for entry into the United States had been denied. It was a complete shock, not just for him, but for FIFA and the entire international football community. How could a top-tier, highly vetted official, crucial to the running of the tournament, be denied entry? There was immediate confusion and disbelief. This wasn't just a personal setback, it seemed to shake the very foundations of international sporting diplomacy. Initially, the exact reasons were vague, but it quickly became clear Ali Reza's denial wasn't due to any personal misconduct or issues with his individual application. Instead, it was tied directly to his nationality. The U.S. State Department cited existing travel restrictions and sanctions against Iran, policies that categorize certain Iranian nationals as ineligible for specific types of visas. It wasn't about Ali Reza the referee, it was about Ali Reza the Iranian citizen. This distinction, while legally precise, felt incredibly harsh and impersonal in the context of sport. To understand this, we need a bit of context on US-Iran relations. It's a relationship that's been fraught with tension for decades, marked by sanctions, political disagreements, and a deep lack of trust. The US has maintained a strict stance on travel for Iranian citizens, particularly those with any perceived ties to the Iranian government or its institutions. While FIFA operates independently of politics, the realities of international relations often dictate what's possible, even for global sporting events. It's a thorny issue, to say the least. Specifically, US policies like various executive orders and immigration acts have established broad prohibitions on issuing certain non-immigrant visas to individuals from designated countries, including Iran. These policies are often justified under national security concerns, aiming to restrict travel for individuals who might be seen as representatives of or having links to sanctioned governments. Even if Ali Reza had no political affiliations, simply being a high-profile figure from Iran could make him subject to these blanket denials. It's a really tough spot to be in. FIFA, the global governing body of football, found itself in an incredibly difficult position. Its core mission is to promote football globally, transcend borders, and foster unity. The idea of a referee being barred from the World Cup due to his nationality fundamentally contradicts these principles. FIFA swiftly condemned the decision, emphasizing the importance of sport remaining separate from politics and advocating for Ali Reza's inclusion. They argued that such a decision undermined the very spirit of the World Cup, which is meant to be inclusive and apolitical. FIFA immediately launched an appeal process, engaging diplomatic channels and making direct representations to the US State Department. They presented Ali Reza's impeccable record, his role as a neutral official, and the vital importance of his participation. They hoped for a special exemption, a waiver that would allow him to travel. But despite these efforts, the US government remained firm. National security policies, they asserted, could not be overridden for sporting events, no matter how prestigious. It was a brick wall, essentially. The US government, while acknowledging FIFA's concerns, maintained that its immigration laws and national security protocols were non-negotiable. They stressed that these policies apply uniformly, regardless of an individual's profession or the nature of their visit, even for a global event like the World Cup. This unyielding position highlighted the chasm between the ideal of international sports and the stark realities of geopolitical boundaries. For them, it wasn't about football, it was about adherence to established law, which is a powerful argument in itself. For Ali Reza, the personal cost was immense. Imagine dedicating your entire life to a passion, reaching the absolute peak of your profession, only to have your lifelong dream snatched away by factors completely beyond your control. It wasn't about his ability, his performance, or his integrity, it was simply about where he was born. The disappointment must have been crushing, a bitter pill to swallow. His selection was an honor for himself and his country, but now it had become a symbol of a deeper, more complicated issue. Talk about a gut punch. This situation really highlights the constant tension between the world of international sport and the unavoidable realities of geopolitics. Organizers of global events often strive for an apolitical platform, a space where people from all nations can compete and celebrate together. But host nations retain sovereign control over their borders. The Ali Reza case is a stark reminder that even the biggest sporting events aren't immune to the complexities of international relations, forcing them into conversations they'd rather avoid. It's a tricky balance, and sometimes, it just doesn't work out. What does this mean for future global events? The precedent set here is worrying for international sports organizations. If a host nation can deny entry to a legitimate, crucial participant based purely on their nationality, where does it end? Could athletes, coaches, or even entire delegations face similar exclusions in the future? This case forces a re-evaluation of host country agreements and the guarantees necessary to ensure true inclusivity. It's a conversation that needs to happen if sport is truly meant to unite us all. Ultimately, the biggest loser in this situation is the beautiful game itself. The World Cup thrives on the participation of the best from every corner of the globe. To have one of its most capable and experienced officials absent, not due to lack of skill but due to political impasse, diminishes the tournament. It robs the event of a truly global representation and sends a chilling message about the limits of sporting diplomacy. We missed out on seeing a top referee perform at his peak, and that's a shame for everyone who loves football. Ali Reza's story is more than just about one referee, it's a microcosm of larger challenges. It's about how political tensions can seep into every facet of life, even those seemingly immune to it. It's about the human cost of these larger diplomatic struggles, affecting individuals who just want to do their job and pursue their passion. His absence serves as a poignant reminder that while sport aims to build bridges, those bridges are sometimes built over very turbulent waters, and not everyone gets to cross them. It's truly a shame. So, as we look forward to the 2026 World Cup, let's remember the story of Ali Reza. His absence is a powerful, if unfortunate, footnote to what promises to be an incredible tournament. It's a reminder that even in the unifying world of football, the lines drawn on a map, and the policies tied to those lines, can sometimes dictate who gets to participate, and who is left on the sidelines. It really makes you think about the bigger picture, doesn't it? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments.